everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Always excited to be back.
This time we're diving into something I think a lot of us struggle with, saving money.
Yeah. Saving can be tricky,
It really cares,
especially these days.
especially these days. But
With that.
our listener sent in a ton of great resources
Oh, perfect.
to get us started, like essential saving tips for every budget.
Love that one. It's a classic.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Straightforward, good advice.
Plus, a bunch of articles and FAQs about how to save $1,000 a month.
Wow, that's ambitious.
It is ambitious, but we're going to try to help our listener get there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's break it down and see what we can find.
Okay, so a lot of these articles really emphasize understanding your budget as like the first step,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
like building a house.
Got to have a solid foundation.
Yeah, gotta have that foundation.
But it seems like they're suggesting going a bit beyond just like listing out all your expenses.
Yeah, they're saying it's not just about knowing where your money's going, but really why, you know?
Yeah, like getting to those root causes.
Exactly.
I think that's where the whole idea of discretionary spending comes in.
Oh, yeah, and a lot of the articles mention that term.
It's essentially all those purchases that aren't absolutely necessary.
So like that daily latte
Oh, yeah.
or those impulse buys online.
Ugh, I am so guilty of
Oh,
that.
me too.
But the thing is, if you have a clear savings goal in mind, these are often the first things you can cut back on.
And a lot of these articles recommend using budgeting tools and apps to get a better handle on those expenses.
Those can be really helpful.
Well, yeah, a lot of them link up to your bank accounts.
Yeah, they categorize everything automatically.
Yeah, which is really useful.
Yeah, I've actually used a couple of them myself, and it's amazing how eye-opening it can be.
Like really seeing where your money goes each month.
Like, oh, wow, I had no idea I was spending that much on takeout.
Right.
But technology can really be a game changer when it comes to managing your finances.
Yeah, it takes all the work out of it.
Exactly.
So once you have a good grasp on your spending habits, the articles introduce some like saving rules to help allocate your income.
Right.
There's that classic 5-30-20 rule.
That's a good one for beginners.
Yeah, it seems pretty simple.
It is.
So you allocate 50% of your after-tax income to your essential needs, like housing, utilities, groceries, transport.
Right, the must-haves.
Exactly.
Then 30% goes towards your wants.
Oh, so the fun stuff.
Yeah, like entertainment, dining out, hobbies.
Oh, the things that make life enjoyable.
Precisely.
Okay. And then the remaining 20%.
That's where the magic happens.
That's for reaching your financial goals.
Saving, investing, paying down debt.
All the important stuff.
It really sets you up for success.
I mean, based on the listener's goal of saving $1,000 a month, if they're earning around $5,000 after taxes, this 50-30-20 rule would actually put them right on track.
It's like it was made for them.
Now, there's another rule mentioned in the FAQ section.
Oh, yeah, what's that
The
one?
70-20-10 rule.
Okay, that's a bit different.
It is, yeah.
How so?
It's a little less about wants versus needs and more about saving, giving, and debt repayment.
So with this one, 70% goes toward overall living expenses.
Yeah.
Then 20% is for savings and debt repayment. And the final 10% is dedicated to charitable giving.
So it seems like if charitable giving is a big priority, this might be a good option.
Yeah, for sure.
It really depends on your personal values and financial goals.
Exactly. You got to find what works for you.
Okay, I'm really excited to talk about automation
Oh, yeah, me too. It's one of my favorite things.
because so many of these articles are big proponents of automating your savings.
As they should be.
And honestly, it's been a game changer for me personally.
It really takes the guesswork out of saving.
Yeah, it's like the set it and forget it approach.
Exactly.
But what I find so fascinating is the psychology behind it, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're like removing the temptation to spend that money.
It's gone before you even have a chance to think about it.
Exactly. It's brilliant.
It really is.
Yeah. And a lot of these articles recommend setting up automatic deposits from your checking account right into a high-yield savings account.
Oh, yeah. Got to make that money work for you.
Right. So many banks are offering competitive interest rates these days.
They are. You can find online banks offering 4% or even 5% APY.
Wow.
Compared to those traditional brick-and-mortar banks that might only offer like 0.01%.
Yeah, that's a huge difference.
It really adds up over time.
Especially as your savings grow.
Plus, you get that compounding effect.
Yeah, so you're earning interest not just on your initial deposit, but on all that accumulated interest.
It's like a snowball effect.
I love that analogy.
And with mobile banking apps,
So easy.
it's incredibly easy to schedule those transfers.
Yeah, a couple of taps on your phone and you're done.
Exactly.
And speaking of apps, I came across this thing called the 30-day savings rule.
Yeah, I love that one.
Have you heard of that?
I have. It's so simple, but so effective.
It is.
Basically, whenever you're about to buy something you don't absolutely need, you just wait 30 days. And then, if you still really want it after that waiting period, you can reconsider.
Okay, I like it.
But most of the time, that initial urge will have faded,
Yeah, probably won't even want it anymore.
and you'll have saved yourself some money in the process.
Okay, I am totally going to try that.
You should. It really works.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about saving money on groceries.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Because that can be a major expense.
For sure.
One of the articles I read suggests that meal planning is key
Oh, absolutely.
to saving money at the grocery store,
Not only does it help you avoid those impulse buys.
but it also helps you plan ahead.
Exactly.
Did you know that the average household can save like $300 a month
Wow.
just by planning their meals in advance?
That's huge.
It is huge.
That makes a significant dent in that $1,000 savings goal.
For sure.
And think about it.
Yeah.
When you plan your meals, you're less likely to make those last-minute trips to the store
Yeah.
for things you forgot.
And you can take advantage of sales.
Stock up on staples when they're at their lowest prices.
It just makes so much sense.
It does.
And I love using those meal plans to create my grocery list.
Oh, me too.
So you only buy what you need?
And you avoid ending up with a fridge full of wilting produce.
The worst.
The absolute worst.
Okay, now besides meal planning, a lot of the articles are big fans of coupon and discount apps.
Oh, yeah, like Ibotta and Rakuten.
Yes, I've actually used Ibotta before.
How'd you like it?
Gotten some decent cash back.
Yeah, those apps can be great tools for saving.
They give you cashback rewards on your purchases
And some even have coupons.
that you can use at the checkout.
Imagine saving an extra like $50 per shopping trip just by using an app.
That's amazing.
That's money straight into your savings account.
Right into savings.
Exactly.
Okay, this is a little embarrassing, but I tend to stick to the same grocery stores just out of habit.
Oh, I do that too. It's comfortable.
Yeah, you know where everything is.
But one of the articles actually suggested exploring discount grocery stores.
To maximize savings.
Yeah, you can often find the same products for way less.
Really?
Sometimes even 30% or more off compared to those traditional supermarkets.
I had no idea.
And those savings really add up.
I am definitely going to check out some discount grocery stores in my area.
I think you should.
All right, so we've talked about short-term savings. Let's talk about long-term savings, specifically retirement,
Retirement.
which can feel really far off.
It can.
But it's never too early to start planning.
Absolutely not.
And all of these articles emphasize maximizing your retirement contributions, starting with those employer-sponsored 401k plans.
Especially if your employer offers matching contributions.
It's like free money.
I know, it's amazing.
You contribute a portion of your paycheck.
And your employer matches a percentage of that contribution.
It's an incredible way to boost your savings.
Right from the start.
And for 2023, the IRS set that contribution limit at $22,500.
That's a good chunk of change.
But if you're 50 or older,
You can make those catch-up contributions.
bringing your total to $30,000?
I love that.
Now, I had no idea about catch-up contributions.
Yeah, it's a great way to accelerate your savings as you get closer to retirement.
It is.
Now, while those 401ks are fantastic, the articles also suggest diversifying your retirement accounts.
With traditional and Roth IRAs.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, now I will admit,
That's that.
I'm not totally clear on the difference.
Oh, okay, yeah, no worries. Happy to break it down.
Can you break it down for me, for our listeners?
So traditional IRAs offer what's called tax-deferred growth,
Okay.
meaning you won't pay taxes on your contributions or your earnings until you retire.
So you're deferring the taxes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, Roth IRAs are a little bit different.
Okay.
You fund them with after-tax dollars.
Okay.
So you pay taxes on your contributions up front,
Right.
but then your earnings grow tax-free.
Oh.
And you don't have to pay taxes on those withdrawals when you retire.
So it's like paying taxes now to avoid those potentially higher taxes later.
Exactly.
Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
The best choice really depends on your individual financial goals.
And your tax situation.
For sure.
So we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
Understanding your budget, choosing the right savings rule for you, automating those savings, maximizing those retirement contributions.
We've been busy.
But here's where it gets really exciting.
Oh, I love exciting.
The articles don't stop at just cutting expenses.
Oh, there's more.
They also encourage exploring additional income streams.
Oh, I love that.
to help you reach your savings goals even faster.
I mean, that's the dream, right?
It is.
To have extra money coming in
Exactly.
to boost your savings.
They offer some really interesting ideas.
Like what?
Well, one that stood out to me was diving into the world of freelancing.
Oh, the gig economy is booming these days.
It really is.
Seems like everyone's got a side hustle.
I know.
And there's a good reason for that.
Platforms like Upwork and Fiverr
They make it so easy.
to connect freelancers with clients who need help.
You could offer your services in writing.
Editing, graphic design, web development, virtual assistants, really
The
anything.
possibilities are endless.
And the articles mention that you can earn anywhere from $20 to $150 per hour.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
It is.
And you get to set your own hours.
You get to work from anywhere.
That's all about flexibility.
Now, if the thought of like actively working more hours isn't appealing,
Yeah, I get that.
they also suggest exploring passive income
Oh, yeah, like what?
by renting out unused space.
Well, that's a good one.
Have you ever considered that?
I've thought about it.
I hadn't really until I started reading these articles, but it's fascinating.
I know.
Platforms like Airbnb and Neighbor make it incredibly easy.
You can rent out a spare room,
A parking space?
even storage space.
If you're not using it,
And you know what? The earning potential is actually pretty impressive.
oh, impressive.
The article said that you can earn an average of $924 per month
Wait, really?
With-
On average?
from renting out your space.
I know, it's crazy.
I would have never guessed.
It's wild.
Of course, it varies depending on your location and what you're renting.
And how often you rent it out.
But it's definitely worth looking into
If you're looking for a way to generate some passive income.
without having to work more.
Exactly.
So we've talked about freelancing, renting out your space.
Uh-huh.
The articles also mentioned other options like online surveys.
Yeah, you won't get rich doing surveys.
Definitely not.
But it can be a simple way to earn some extra cash in your spare time.
Yeah, and there are tons of websites and apps that offer paid surveys.
Like Swagbucks and Survey Junkie.
Have you ever tried those?
I have. It's kind of fun.
You know, it's something to do while you're watching TV.
And you can earn a little extra cash.
You can, usually like $1 to $3 per survey.
Not a ton.
No, but it all adds up.
Every little bit helps.
It does.
Now, one of my favorite suggestions from the articles was this idea of monetizing your hobbies.
Oh, yes, turning your passion into profit.
Exactly.
I love that. Do you have any hobbies that you think you could turn into a side hustle?
Maybe.
The articles highlighted Etsy as a great platform.
It's for selling handmade goods.
And the prices can range anywhere from $10 to $500,
Really?
depending on the item.
Wow, I spend way too much time on Etsy.
Me too.
So many talented people.
There are.
But the best part is you're getting paid to do something you love.
Exactly.
So we've explored a lot of ideas
We have.
for saving money and generating that extra income.
We've covered a lot of ground.
But let's circle back to your goal of saving $1,000 per month,
Okay.
which you specifically asked about.
Yes.
And it was in the FAQ section
Uh-huh.
of one of the articles.
Uh-huh.
It's definitely ambitious,
It is ambitious.
but I think it's achievable.
If you're committed.
And you have the right strategies.
Definitely.
So let's dive into creating a plan.
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Let's make this happen.
So remember earlier we were talking about how those articles really encourage exploring these new income streams?
Yeah, creating multiple streams of income.
Yes, building like a portfolio.
A portfolio of income sources
That's exactly it.
instead of just relying on that one primary job.
Yeah, diversifying.
Diversifying your income, creating a more robust financial foundation.
I was blown away by this idea.
Yeah, it's a powerful concept.
Like if one income stream slows down,
You've got others to fall back on.
exactly, you're not putting all your eggs in one basket.
It's like building a diversified investment portfolio, but with income-generating activities
I love that analogy.
instead of stocks and bonds.
And the article suggests that anyone can do this,
Anyone can build multiple income streams.
regardless of skills or experience.
There are so many options out there,
So many.
from freelancing to online businesses,
Real estate.
creating digital products,
It's about finding those opportunities that align with your interests and skills.
and your lifestyle.
Okay, so let's say you're on board with this idea.
You want to build multiple income streams.
Where do you even begin?
It can feel overwhelming, but the first step is to identify your skills.
Your interests, your resources.
What are you good at?
What do you enjoy?
What unique knowledge or expertise do you have?
That you could share with others.
Once you have a clear understanding of your assets,
You can start brainstorming.
those potential income streams,
And we've already talked about a few options like freelancing.
renting out space, monetizing hobbies.
Those are all great starting points.
They are, just to get the ball rolling.
And as we've been talking about this whole portfolio of income streams,
Yeah.
I've been thinking about how it ties back to your initial goal.
Saving $1,000 a month
Exactly, each income stream.
is another layer of support.
For reaching that goal,
And remember, those small amounts can really add up.
small amounts of income.
Over time, it's about consistency.
Okay, I think we've covered pretty much everything from those articles you sent.
I think so.
We talked about understanding your budget.
Choosing the right saving rule, automating your savings,
maximizing retirement contributions, exploring additional income streams.
And building that diversified portfolio
You have a ton of great strategies,
to work with.
but it's important to remember that this is a marathon, not a sprint.
Financial well-being
It's about consistent progress.
and celebrating those small wins.
As we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to highlight some of the key takeaways that really stood out to me.
Yeah, what really resonated with you?
What were some of the most actionable and intriguing insights you got from these resources?
I think for me, the power of automating savings really stood out.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Such a simple but effective way.
Just to make sure you're saving consistently.
Without having to rely on willpower.
Exactly. You set it and forget it.
Let the system do the work for you.
For me, another takeaway was understanding your spending habits.
Yeah, knowing where your money's going.
It's not enough to just track your expenses.
You got to dig deeper.
Understand why you're spending money the way you are.
And that's where the whole concept of discretionary spending comes in.
You've got to identify those non-essential purchases.
So you can make conscious choices.
About where to cut back.
Absolutely.
I also love those saving rules.
The 50-30-20 and the 70-20-10
They provide such clear guidelines.
for allocating your income.
Prioritizing your spending, making sure saving is a part of your budget.
Yeah, and you can choose the one that best aligns with your values,
Exactly.
your financial priorities.
And for me, the biggest takeaway,
Oh, what was that?
that concept of building multiple income streams,
Yeah,
it just completely shifted my perspective.
on earning money.
It's not just about having one job
It's about creating that portfolio
of income-generating activities
that provides security and freedom.
and a potential for growth.
I'm so glad that resonated with you.
It did. It really did.
And remember, you don't have to do everything at once.
Start small.
Build that momentum
Gradually expand over time.
one step at a time.
Okay, before we wrap up, let's circle back to that initial goal of saving $1,000 a month.
Okay.
We've discussed a lot.
A lot of strategies.
But I want to make sure you have a clear plan of action.
Yeah.
So with all this information in mind,
What's that first step you're going to take?
today, to start moving towards that goal.
It's really inspiring to see how much you've embraced these saving strategies already.
Well, I'm ready to really start making some progress towards these goals, yeah.
That's the attitude. With all of this information and all these strategies, what is the first step you're going to take, like today, to start saving more effectively?
Setting up that dedicated savings account, specifically for my $1,000 a month goal.
That's a perfect first step, a great starting point.
It'll make it feel more real, having a separate account.
Yeah. And it's so motivating just to see that balance grow.
Definitely. And then I also want to start exploring those additional income streams like we were talking about.
Which ones are you most excited about?
Freelancing really intrigues me.
It is a great way to use your skills and earn extra money on your own terms.
And I'm also going to look into maybe renting out my spare bedroom on Airbnb.
Yeah, that's a good source of passive income for sure.
I mean, it does feel kind of daunting to take on these new ventures.
I know, it's a little scary.
But I'm excited too about the challenge and the potential.
That's the spirit. Remember, every journey starts with just a single step.
So true.
And we're here to support you, every step of the way.
Appreciate that.
Happy to answer any questions you have as you go.
Well, I definitely feel a lot more informed and empowered after this deep dive.
That's what we like to hear. And remember, even those small actions, they can lead to big results over time.
The key is to start today and stay consistent.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, I'm ready to start building my financial fortress.
Brick by brick,
That's right.
we have no doubt you'll achieve amazing things.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning
Keep diving deep.
into the world of knowledge.
And hey, if you come across any new resources, or have any more questions,
Shoot them our way.
we're always up for another deep dive.
We are. We're in this together. Your journey to financial well-being. That's our mission.
All right, so keep those questions coming.
Keep that saving momentum going.
That's a wrap for today's deep dive.
Until next time.
Happy saving, everyone!